In 2025, over 3 billion people worldwide regularly immerse themselves in virtual worlds, embarking on epic quests, building digital civilizations, and connecting with others across the globe, all through video games. What began as simple pixelated entertainment has evolved into a multi-billion-dollar industry that influences our culture, education, and social interactions in profound ways. But as controllers and keyboards click away in homes around the world, a heated debate continues among parents, educators, psychologists, and gamers themselves. Are video games a revolutionary tool for cognitive development and social connection, or a dangerous gateway to addiction and behavioral problems? For every study highlighting improved problem-solving skills and enhanced creativity, there's another raising alarms about addiction and social isolation. For every parent celebrating their child's newfound friends in online communities, there's another worried about exposure to violence and inappropriate content. In this documentary, we'll navigate through the complex landscape of gaming, exploring both the scientifically backed benefits and the legitimate concerns. We'll hear from researchers who've spent decades studying the effects of gaming on the human brain, educators harnessing games as powerful learning tools, parents witnessing both the joys and struggles, and gamers whose lives have been both enhanced and challenged by their digital adventures. The truth, as we'll discover, isn't about choosing sides in this debate. It's about understanding the nuanced reality of how these powerful interactive experiences affect us and how we can harness their potential while protecting ourselves from their pitfalls. Scientific and educational benefits. When Dr. Daphne Bavelier, a cognitive neuroscientist at the University of Geneva, first began studying the effects of action video games on the brain, she expected to find evidence of harm. Instead, her research revealed something surprising. Regular gamers showed enhanced visual attention, improved ability to track multiple objects simultaneously, and better spatial resolution in vision. People who play action video games make more correct decisions per unit time, and they do so not because they're trigger-happy, but because they're collecting more information from the environment, explains Dr. Bavelier in her widely viewed TED Talk on the subject. This cognitive enhancement isn't limited to action games. A landmark study by the National Institutes of Health in 2022 examined nearly 2,000 children and found that those who played video games for 3 or more hours daily performed significantly better on cognitive tests assessing memory, impulse control, and attention span compared to non-gamers. In classrooms across the world, educators are taking note. Games like Minecraft, Education Edition are being used to teach everything from history to physics, allowing students to build ancient Roman cities or design electrical circuits in an engaging, hands-on virtual environment. When students learn through play, their retention rates skyrocket, says Emma Thompson, a high school science teacher who implemented game-based learning in her curriculum. I've seen students who struggled with traditional textbook learning become class leaders when the same concepts are presented through interactive gameplay. Beyond cognitive benefits, video games have emerged as powerful social platforms. Contrary to the stereotype of the isolated gamer, modern gaming is increasingly social, with millions of players collaborating, competing, and forming communities online. For many young people, especially those who struggle with traditional social interactions, gaming communities provide a sense of belonging and acceptance, explains Dr. Rachel Chen, a social psychologist specializing in digital communities. In these spaces, they can develop friendships based on shared interests rather than physical proximity or social status. At higher levels of play, video games develop teamwork, leadership, and strategic thinking. Professional esports teams demonstrate coordination and communication comparable to traditional sports teams, with players making split-second decisions that affect their entire group's success. Perhaps one of the most overlooked benefits of gaming is its potential to nurture creativity. Games like Roblox, Dreams, and Minecraft function as digital canvases, allowing players to design everything from simple structures to complex working machines and entire worlds, psychological and social risks. As dawn breaks outside his window, Michael hasn't noticed the passing of time. For 14 hours straight, he's been immersed in his favorite online game, skipping meals, ignoring texts from friends, and calling in sick to work again. This has become a pattern, one that's beginning to unravel the fabric of his life. I knew I had a problem when I started calculating my life decisions based on how they would affect my gaming time, Michael admits in an interview. Relationships, job opportunities, even basic self-care. Everything took a backseat to leveling up my character. In 2018, the World Health Organization officially recognized gaming disorder in its international classification of diseases, defining it as a pattern of persistent gaming behavior, so severe that it takes precedence over other life interests and daily activities, despite negative consequences. Dr. Henrietta Bowden-Jones, director of the National Center for Gaming Disorders in the UK, explains, "We're seeing patients who play for up to 14 hours a day. Many have dropped out of university or lost jobs. Some have developed physical health problems from lack of self-care and movement." The science behind gaming addiction shares similarities with other behavioral addictions. Games are designed to trigger dopamine release, the brain's reward chemical, creating pleasure loops that can become compulsive. Features like unpredictable rewards, social validation, and constant progression are specifically engineered to maximize engagement. Beyond addiction concerns, excessive gaming can contribute to social isolation in the physical world. While online connections can be meaningful, they sometimes replace rather than supplement in-person relationships, leading to underdeveloped social skills and comfort with face-to-face interactions. A longitudinal study from Japan's Nihon University followed teenagers over 5 years and found that those who spent more than 5 hours daily gaming showed decreased comfort with in-person social situations and higher rates of social anxiety when compared to moderate gamers or non-gamers. Perhaps no aspect of gaming has generated more controversy than the potential link between violent games and aggressive behavior. The debate has raged for decades, with research yielding mixed and often contradictory results. The relationship between violent media and real-world aggression is complex and not easily reduced to simple cause and effect, explains Dr. Christopher Ferguson, a psychology professor who has conducted numerous studies on the topic. While some studies show short-term increases in aggressive thoughts after violent gameplay, the evidence for long-term behavioral changes is much weaker. Physical health concerns also accompany excessive gaming. Sleep disruption is particularly common, with the blue light from screens suppressing melatonin production and the excitement of gameplay making it difficult to wind down. We're seeing increasing numbers of young people with disrupted sleep patterns directly related to gaming habits, says sleep specialist Dr. James Chen. This creates a cascade of health issues, from decreased cognitive performance to mood disorders and weakened immune function. Responsible gaming. As we've explored throughout this documentary, video games aren't inherently good or bad. They're powerful tools that can either enrich or diminish our lives depending on how we engage with them. The key lies in balance and awareness. Like many enjoyable activities, from watching television to enjoying dessert, gaming offers genuine benefits when approached mindfully and potential harm when consumed excessively or uncritically. For parents and educators, this means taking an active role in children's gaming experiences. Understanding game content through rating systems like ESRB or PEGI, setting appropriate time limits, and perhaps most importantly, engaging in conversations about game content can transform gaming from a potential concern into a positive influence. The most successful approach I've seen is when parents treat video games like any other media their children consume, says family counselor Marcus Hernandez. Ask questions about the games. Play together when possible. Use gaming as a starting point for meaningful conversations, rather than treating it as the enemy. For gamers themselves, practicing self-awareness is crucial. Setting time limits before beginning play, scheduling regular breaks, ensuring gaming doesn't displace physical activity, sleep, or in-person social connections. These strategies help maintain a healthy relationship with games. In educational settings, the thoughtful integration of games with clear learning objectives and teacher guidance maximizes benefits while minimizing potential downsides. Games become not a replacement for traditional learning, but a powerful complement. As gaming continues to evolve and integrate more deeply into our culture, the conversation around its impacts must evolve as well. Moving beyond simplistic debates about whether games are good or bad, we can instead focus on how to harness their potential while mitigating their risks. As you reflect on your own relationship with gaming, whether as a player, parent, educator, or casual observer, consider not whether games have a place in a healthy life, but what that place should be. The power to transform gaming from a potential danger into a positive force lies not in the technology itself, but in how we choose to use it.